Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oliver Willekens. I am the head of the Data Minded Academy, but I am not alone. First of all, what is the Data Minded Academy? It is part of the things that we do at Data Minded. Data Minded is built on 3 pillars. Consultancy is one of those. Most of you will know us through a consultancy kind of collaboration. The second pillar that we have is Conveyor, a product that my colleagues Pierre and Stan will talk to you more about in just 15 minutes. And then we have the Academy, which is more where I'm at home. So what do we do with the Academy? Let me talk to you first about how we approach teaching with our clients. First of all, the way we approach this is really inclusive. Over 1/3 of our staff has contributed over the last year to teaching. I'm really happy with these 11 people, and it's not just those 11 people, but these are the ones that we really say they are giving a big course. We also do on-the-job coaching, on-the-job mentoring, and those people aren't even mentioned here. Now, what has these 11 people brought about in the last year? We've gotten a pretty amazing academy year here. Over the last year, we have given about 56 workshops, which on average basically means 1 workshop a week. About 500 hours of teaching just for those pieces themselves. I think that's pretty amazing. One of the things that you see in the graph here is that we've also had a very, very packed summer. The reason for that is that 2 of our clients have a recurring contract with us where they regularly take some courses of us, which is different from usually the ad hoc kind of approach that we have. What you also see in there are our 2 spikes for the summer school and the winter school. And this is our way of making at least twice a year for now, a set of core workshops available to the people where we really focus on a bunch of data engineering practices and technologies. I'm really proud of those summer school and the winter school themselves because they combine the technologies that we really value and also the technologies that our clients are asking for. Because if you look for it, over the last year, I've compiled the list of all the courses that we had and which ones were the most popular. And on number 3, we see DBT coming back and Spark on Kubernetes. DBT, that's the part that Jelena was talking about. It basically talks about how to introduce software engineering practices to analysts who are indeed very much familiar with SQL. Spark on Kubernetes is more actually about Docker, which we consider a really important technology. And by the way, it's not because these technologies are mentioned. DBT is fairly new in the market, in fact. It's not that we are following the market. We make courses because we believe these courses are actually valuable for many companies working with data. On number 2, we have Terraform and Snowflake. Now, Terraform is in our portfolio already for a longer time. And it is an infrastructure as code tool. It's exactly one of the things that Johnny was talking about. It's also something that Bart was talking about earlier. It is a way to make sure that people can bring up infrastructures immediately without many problems. Snowflake, since June, we have a course on that. This one? Shall I continue without? All right, works. Snowflake, very popular, lots of fuss and buzz in the media. Again, we're not following it because it is being hyped a little bit, but because many of our clients have made their first steps with it. They are adopting this modern cloud-native data warehouse. They're adopting it. And actually, we're very happy that they come to us for workshops on this because we cannot simply transfer the same way that we dealt with the data warehouse on-premise. We cannot apply that to a cloud-native data warehouse. So that's why we have a course on that. Finally, on number 1, we have Airflow and Apache Spark. Airflow since January, and I believe we see more uptake there because the people who have already adopted Airflow might actually need, they're revising their structure basically. Let's see, yeah, that works as well. Goes without as well, might be. Airflow 2.x came out just, I don't know, somewhere near the beginning of the year, Stan, something like that. Something like that. And there have been so many changes in that release that some of the organizations that we service decided, let's revise the way that we can work with this and see if we can leverage this tool to make sure all of our pipelines run automatically. Apache Spark, well, a very popular framework still. It's even being adopted in many cloud services such as AWS Glue or Azure Synapse. So it really helps to know a little bit about how Apache Spark works behind the scenes to also leverage those other tools. So that's our top 6 basically, and it's really ex aequos for all of them. But these are not the only workshops that we have. This is a complete list for the moment. And what I'm really excited about is the ones that are in blue over there, because they're actually transversal. When you look at the list, most of the courses there really focus on a specific technology. And while we do that well, I think it's more interesting that we're also working more on the things that are going across. Especially software engineering, for example, it's something that really sticks with me. It's more about enabling the people again. Just like with modern data platforms, we're introducing people to ways that they can get their job done. Enablement and empowerment, it's terms I've heard already in every single talk today. We value feedback enormously. I know some of the people here have joined us for the summer and the winter school and even have some courses from us. You know that we ask for feedback for it. And this word cloud basically captures some of the things that we have seen coming back regularly. The size of the words is what matters. Almost all of our respondents really say we love the exercises that people have here. They find them challenging, relevant to their core business, and also a good amount of realistic. They also think that our teachers are helpful and kind, which are always positive things to hear. And they really like the flipped classroom approach because we have 2 ways of teaching. We can give you videos up front, and then you come to class for the interactive moments, or we come on site and we do everything with the theory and the exercises all at once. Now, what this basically boils down to, when you read also the longer pieces of the comments, is that the people have really, after following courses with us, they have become more independent, they say. How have they become independent? Well, they know where to look things up, and they know how to reason about certain problems. It's great. Second thing is that they know more how to write tests, what are good tests, and how to do that properly. That is a way to also make sure that you can scale to the future. Finally, people say that they have boosted their confidence. Who doesn't like a confident worker? One way to get that is indeed through testing. The other one is through the experience. Again, coming back to the exercises that we give, people love the exercises. These are relevant exercises, and they believe that this will scale them as well. I'm not really using this much, am I?
No, that's fine.
Thank you. I think it was Obama who said it really well. When people come to our courses, they really believe at that moment we can. We have enabled them. They believe empowered to do the things. And I think that's one of the greatest things about our academy itself. So what have we learned from all those teachings? Well, I can capture these learnings basically in the 3 core values of Data Minded, and they're here on the board. Now, I'm not going to talk so much about the 3rd one, even though we do contribute to making sure your people deploy to production. But it's more about the left 2. So let me first talk about the things that we want to talk about, the truth as we see it. First of all, COVID hit, and we started embracing different ways of teaching. All of a sudden, things moved online. We still notice that several organizations are actually boycotting themselves by sticking to the tried and tested communication softwares that we are all used to, Microsoft Teams for one. We said, no, that doesn't really work. It's missing certain features. We love the Gather platform, and we really recommend this because for teaching, there are certain things that we really needed, like multi-screen sharing. Here you see, for example, a piece of Nathan, and he's sharing his own slides, and at the same time, he can watch the slides from some of the students. Great way to not have to ask all the time, can you share your screen? Something else that the platform like that one offers, doesn't have to be Gather, by the way, easy breakout rooms. You might have the experience with Microsoft Teams, but it's not that easy, right? You need to pull people back in and so on. This is amazing. You basically let people go into these boxes, they have their own little private workspace, and they can just quickly move from one to another. Everything is fine there. And that solves a lot of problems for us as well. We can easily go in and make sure that people also follow a certain parcours, basically. Something else that we have done there that we really like is the ability to broadcast, especially in tools like Microsoft Teams. If you all of a sudden need to share again a message and the people are in their breakout rooms, I don't know how it is nowadays. I hope it's already improved. But basically, you have to summon them back in to spread that message. A tool like Gather is something that can really help you, so we really recommend that for your online events, check out the features that platforms like these have. Another thing that we have really seen is how important the interactions are. Many people believe that teaching is about an instructor who's standing in front of a slide, just like I'm doing here right now, and then give their one-way communication. That's not really what we believe in. If you do that, then basically you're just there to share some information and get your paycheck. We really value that our people learn something, so we check with them again. We do try to make a short feedback loop. Oftentimes when I come here to the office and we have, for example, some learnings going on, I see our teachers sitting down next to a student taking a chair and asking them whether or not they understood what we were talking about. We challenge them a little bit, and that's how we can make sure that they have understood, not that we can talk about the information that we share. The third learning is about motivated people. They love being challenged. They said our exercises were very challenging, and that is true, but we also noticed very quickly then who is motivated. As a simple example, we had a student coming to our summer school last time, and he loved the challenges so much that he decided to join our company. The final learning is basically this code is liability, experience is an asset. Technology training programs really give you a competitive advantage. It's something that, for example, Bart has already mentioned as well. What do we see here? For example, these training programs make you innovative. It is so hard to keep track of all the technologies that we have nowadays, and they change super fast. So by hiring people who know how to do these things and people, for example, who use these technologies on a daily basis to teach what they know, they can also make sure that you understand which of those features are useful in your business context. Second part here is about automation, and this goes without saying. Anything that is automated, like infrastructure as code, goes much faster. Companies that can deploy multiple times per day can get value, the return on investment, much easier than any other companies. And finally, it's about efficiency. Not per se in lines of code, but I do see that a lot as well. If you can write more efficient ways, doesn't have to be always code, more efficient programs, then yeah, well, you will scale better. So code is a liability, experience is an asset. That's what we have learned. Now, what can you do? Well, for that, I would like to go back to a slide that Johnny just now showed as well. It were those quick wins, basically, from the data maturity scan results. First thing that I would like to pick on is this code review process. Too often, we come at clients where there is absolutely no code review process installed at all. And code review process is a very easy way to do internal learnings, to make sure that people share information and learn some new skills. There are always going to be people who know a few tricks. This is internal. This is for free. Make sure to benefit from it. The second one I want to focus on is this one about cloud technology and exploring it for new use cases. Just like Nathan said it about infrastructure as a Jira ticket, this is exactly what you want to avoid. You want to make sure that people can already explore some of the cloud technologies. Don't block them, enable them to do so. Finally, do install a culture of continuous improvement. We are humans, we are curious by nature. We want to learn stuff. Let me end my talk by asking you one question. And if you internalize the question and cannot answer it quickly, then it might be a sign that there is something wrong at your company. What system is in place at your organization that enables people to improve themselves? Thank you very much.